What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another super exciting Bitcoin live stream. We're going to be taking a look today at the most up-to-date technical analysis out there in the crypto market. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hopefully you caught the video earlier. I can't even tell you how much anxiety I had about posting it. I was happy to see some people got the joke. Others probably sitting there with question marks above their head wondering what's going on with this guy. Ooh, this. But yeah, so don't think today's going to be that long. We'll see. I say that and then we go for hours. But don't forget, smash those like buttons, hit the bell, subscribe. You know what to do. Hop in the Discord, check the Patreon out. We've had a few new patrons join overnight. It's great to see people looking to invest in themselves. Signing up for publishes, daily publishes, trade setups, macro market analysis, technical analysis, crypto insights, all kinds of goodies, everything you don't get here live on the stream and more. So check it out. Sign up early in the month. Don't wait. Don't wait. Sign up today. Don't wait. You don't get prorated. You just pay for the whole month anyway. It's not ideal. But right on. Let's get into the charts here. Not much has changed. Last time we were live, let's start new in here. Clear this up. Last time we were live, we were looking at a possible pattern on the Bitcoin daily chart. We were identifying this area of price action and saying, hey, there's some similarities here. So what we saw and what we were looking for is this. Right here, what we saw is a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. And as this was painting here in the last 2 or 3 days, we saw that our hunch was on. We caught this before it actually played out. Right here. While we don't have this higher high setup, what's really important and where the pattern repeating showed itself, geez, there we go, is in the daily candles. So we saw a daily close with a slightly higher high into a bullish engulfing candle. Then we saw a 3-candle trade setup with the lows coming down. So we had lower lows on the daily. We had lows coming up, lows coming down. We had a red candle, a doji, and then a large green candle. So let's fast forward to today. Here we go. Same setup. We had a red candle, a slightly higher low, and a large bullish engulfing candle. Then we had the 3-candle setup with the red, large red-bodied candle, doji, and green explosion, all with lower lows. The similarities there were probably not obvious to everyone, but we caught it, of course. Always do my best for you guys. And we speculated that, hey, today we might get some more upside action. That's what we're looking at here. And with an hour and 10 minutes to go for this daily close, does kind of seem fitting that it would close higher. So we may get some spiciness here. And keep an eye out. What's important today in today's close? 49.5. That will close above daily resistance. It's a close above weekly resistance, sitting at 49.1. We've talked about that a lot lately. Probably sick of hearing it. 3 days and 2 hours to go on the weekly. We want to see a close. Oh, my bad. We want to see on the weekly close above 49.284 and the weekly resistance that we have traded through now from back in April. That's the 49.1. So you can see there's a lot of overlapping levels here and price is showing it. We're seeing consolidation. We don't have a higher high, nor do we have a lower low in this weekly candle. Something tells me that this is going to get spicy. Going to get spicy. I would almost have expected to see a higher high or lower low. We don't have it. And as we're looking to close above all 3 of these levels simultaneously, I think that spells for some interesting happenings in the future here. Something also of note on the daily. On the daily, we have a golden cross. Now, it's not a textbook golden cross. Typically, when people refer to a golden cross, they're referring to the 50 and 200 dailies like we saw on Total Market Cap. Don't tell anybody. We want to let them enjoy that video for themselves. But we have another cross here. Another cross. What this is actually the 20 weekly is now crossing with the 50 daily in a bullish manner. The 20 weekly does leave a little to be desired as it is trending down. I really was hoping that this would start curling up. We haven't seen that yet. Hopefully, at the start of next week, we will. It's going to depend on where the market closes for the week. But nonetheless, this is a bullish cross. Even if we don't name it a golden cross, it is a bullish cross. And that is not a bad sign. So what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom out to the weekly. We're going to take a look at our indicators. And we're going to see if we can find any secrets. Not much has changed on the weekly. Even though we have not moved, really progressed to the upside or downside here, we see MACD indicating increasing momentum. Market cipher. Oscillators are up. Money flow still trending up. Getting a little sketchy here. To me, that might suggest that we do want to see a bit more strength into this weekly close. If we don't, if we close back below that weekly resistance, below the 49, 42.9, 49.2. Man, price has been all over the place this year. It's hard to keep track, right? If we don't get a close above resistance, we may see this momentum, but this is money flow, start to flatten out, and that's going to start looking a lot like a lower high. We don't want that on the weekly. We want that momentum to continue to pick up. MACD is saying it's possible. RSI is not really giving us anything yet. Not yet. On the macro retrace, Fibonacci tool here, nothing new. We're basically just above the golden pocket. 54.5 sitting above us for the deep retracement. It does seem like a logical target as we have closed above our golden pocket here. We're going to have to see into this weekly close what is in store. The daily has a little bit brighter picture here. We talked about that cross briefly. But our indicators are really what's catching my eye. We have seen, let's draw this correctly. We have seen an interesting RSI pattern play out on the daily. This still tells me we're not out of the woods. We do want to see a strong daily and a strong weekly close. We've had some kind of bull flag. It looks like we've fallen out of it. What is nice, though, is our lows in price are still coming up. Our lows in price are coming up with our RSI on the daily moving down, and that's bullish divergence right there. That is a good sign to see in an uptrend. Yes, of course, I'm not going to deny it. We do have bearish divergence on our highs as well. But when you have conflicting divergences, typically you look for other info, but you side with the trend. The trend here, as of July 21st, we've talked about this, we're in a bullish trend. I think that is really hard to argue against until 42.2 breaks. If 42.2 breaks, we can make that bearish argument. It makes a lot of sense. But at this point, we don't have it. We just don't have it. We're seeing coins like Solana, ADA, Ethereum probably, we'll take a look, blasting off, making gains here. Bitcoin's not going to sit out the whole time. To see new all-time highs in large caps, to me, is looking for Bitcoin to make a move. What we have here on the daily is a flat top. We like flat tops here. Many of the coins that we've looked at recently that have broken to the upside have had this flat top pattern. Theirs were a little cleaner. Bitcoin's a little mucky here as our lows were coming down for a while, and now seemingly they're trending back up. We're going to want to see that resistance either broken in a breakout to the upside or a higher low. A higher low here could really spell out that pattern and really push us back to retesting that all-time high. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. 152 watching. What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome. We're just getting into the TA here. Don't you miss everything yet. Don't forget to smash the like for the stream. Share it with your friends. Let's get people in here. Right on. Market Cipher. This is really what I'm watching on the daily. Market Cipher on the daily giving us some very interesting stuff. We did have our highs coming down here since mid-August, and VWAP setting lower lows, but right now we are in what could be a pretty spicy area. We see money flow is caught, is moving back up. That's what we want to see because we want that to translate out to the weekly. We're gonna have to see it on the daily here. We have the setup, but it's in the same condition really. We want to keep seeing strong closes. We want to see that money flow pulled up. We want to see a new high in money flow versus August 25th. Simple. Luckily at this point, we even have our momentum oscillators here. Light blue and dark blue bands, faster and slower moving averages essentially describing momentum, twisting back up, and that's what we needed. Typically, this wouldn't be a great signal for me. I wouldn't put much weight on it, But with the VWAP here, this is what's catching my eye. The VWAP is rocketing up. At the daily close today, the VWAP will readjust. So a strong close here could spell continuation for the VWAP to the upside. I think that'd be a great argument to retest 50.5 and look for higher, really going back into price discovery to the upside. So today's close is going to be important. We're going to want to see that continue. So far, so good. MACD on the daily. This is where it gets interesting. So weekly, we're seeing no signs of momentum slowing at this point. The daily, we are seeing signs of momentum on the sell side, relaxing, slowing down, becoming less aggressive, less severe. If today closes even where it's at, so if we don't get a rally into the close, which I have a hunch, not even based on the charts, I just have this hunch based on this pattern that we will see, we're still looking at closing with waning momentum. That's excellent. We want to see that continue. We want to see it roll over. August 23rd did not really set the bar very high. That's a pretty easy MACD histogram high to break. It barely moved. That's why it was such a savage fake out. Let's zoom her in just a bit more to the 12. All right, 12 hour. Now the 12 hour actually looks a little ugly, but we can see what I was talking about on the daily right here on the 12. 12 hour was looking to roll over. It still may. It's still May. We see that money flow really did trend down. We had lower highs and lower lows, but before bears could take control, buyers came back into the market. VWAP not quite as confident as the daily, which is vertical. 12 hour not quite as confident, but we do have a higher high here on our momentum oscillators that is somewhat suggestive of continuation to the upside. We're really going to want to see that same thing we see on the daily. This spells to me we need to see price action to the upside into the close of this week. It's not doom. It's not really a doom or moon situation, but it will have a large impact on the trading, at least for the next few days, maybe weeks as well. Phew. 12 hour looks just like the daily, really, on RSI. You have your lows coming down, your highs coming down. There we go. This actually might even have some kind of pattern here. What do we got? I think that's a pretty solid trend. 12 hour may be looking, even though this is typically a bearish pattern, pretty flat bottomed, lows or highs coming down. We normally would expect that to break to the downside. But what we see is in the last 24 hours, our RSI high has broken out of this downtrend that did happen already. So don't write home about this yet. That did happen before falling back in. But what we'd like to see is that strength on the 12 hour that we're looking for on the daily and the weekly. Pick RSI back up, perhaps into the start of the next day. And we want to see it gun. We want to see it gun for highs again. We want to see RSI moving up. We can see market makers just playing with our emotions here, tiddling the 50 RSI line, very important. As long as it remains above 50, things are looking decent. Things are looking decent. I'm definitely favoring upside as long as RSI is remaining above 50 on these larger time frames. I think that we might see that bump and run there, though. This is a pretty crazy pattern. You can almost even see maybe an inverse head and shoulders here. Got like the neckline here. It's RSI. It's not very clean. But you can see some kind of consolidation on our lows from May until July. And now this almost looks like a back test of that. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully shorter time frames will give us a little more as well. 12 hour rolling over. Here's what's very inconclusive though. This is what, I'm not going to say I don't like it, but it doesn't give me insight to what's going to happen next. That's why I don't like it. We see our highs on the 12 hour coming down and our lows coming up. This 12 hour candle, we saw MACD roll over to buying momentum. But again, we're playing the same game. It's the same game. We need to see a new high. We want to see this momentum continue, break through the 23rd's high, and honestly, we want to see July's. We want to see it move all the way up. We want to see it all. What we don't want to see is momentum roll back over at a lower high Because then we have to do the opposite. We have to pray we don't get a lower low. This is possible. We could see this continue to tighten up. You almost always see this when Bitcoin is at kind of indecisive levels. Levels where the chart isn't really showing you anything. You see this coiling, this tightening of momentum and indicators, oscillators, whatever. That could be what we're seeing. I think the 12-hour may have a lot of clues for us here, and maybe even the next candle. Maybe even the next candle. Let's go down to the 4. Go down to that 4. What's pretty crazy is you really do see that same divergence on the 4-hour. You have a weaker divergence than we saw on 12 and 4. But you see it across almost every time frame on these lows with price. As these lows were coming up, we didn't see any significant RSI lows broken. Pretty much just trending up. It's good stuff. Market cipher. Here we go. Here we go. What doesn't stand out as awesome to me is we made a lower low on money flow here versus our previous rolling over period. However, we also, in retrospect, made a higher high. VWAP showing a ton of strength on that 4-hour. And now we're looking for this to roll over.
Can you explain the logarithmic option on TradingView and its impact on TAR?
What's up, Mark Neal? Thanks for the 10, man. Appreciate your support. Logarithmic versus regular. So let's start it this way. I will make this statement because I didn't know this when I started. Most people use regular. Yeah, mind-blowing, right? Any chart you've ever seen of mine has always been on logarithmic. Why? Honestly, because that's what I learned. I learned it that way. I thought everyone did logarithmic. But I think that there's some value specifically in crypto because you have to use logarithmic or else you don't really have useful chart data. You know, what is any of this back here? It's nothing. It's just flat. So logarithmic allows us to view not just linear change. So that's the difference. A regular chart is showing you linear change. So a move up, you know, every $100 or something, $1,000 is going to be the same distance up on a chart. Meaning up like this. That's why when you put it on regular, you can't see anything back here. Because now that move that was visible on logarithmic is no longer visible because it's showing you in linear terms. Logarithmic is the exponential. Is that the right word? Exponential. It is showing you in orders of magnitude instead of linear. And what that basically translates out to is that it's showing you in percent change versus dollar change. That's a big topic here that we have talked about in the past is we want to think in percents. To say, oh, Bitcoin made a $1,000 move, who cares? What percent move did it make? Because right now, a $1,000 move is 2%. Right here today, 2%. Last year, a $1,000 move was 10%. The year before that, a $1,000 move was 33%. So you can see why that might not be so helpful in an asset that's so volatile. A flat dollar change is really not relevant to something that seemingly has moved in a logarithmic fashion its entire existence. But I learned actually this year that most people use regular charts. Did not know that. You will notice there are differences. This is probably where I'll cut it. You'll notice there are differences, so I'll just place any random trend. All right, we can see that. Just place this here, and you know, this line is above where the price is currently, right? If I change this to regular, that trend line is going to shift. Now it's underneath, right? Pretty weird. The only difference is how it's plotting it, how it's calculating it. And that is my kind of wrapping up conclusion, is that it does have an impact on your chart, not just on the way you're viewing it, but also your Fibonacci extensions and retracements are going to be different. We see the golden pocket here, 47.5, 48.8. If we put it on regular, that's going to shift 51.1 to 52.2. This is probably why lots of people, I would assume, I don't really watch other channels, I would assume that's why people are looking for this price point. If they are, I kind of guess that they are. It's because they're using a regular chart. Our golden pocket, logarithmic, see, no longer there. It also impacts trends. It really is, is one better than the other? I would make the argument that logarithmic is better, but I'm biased. That's what I use. I think that you can use either and be successful. That's typically the case in everything. Yeah, man, thank you for the 10. That was a good thing to explain. I appreciate it. Appreciate the softball pitch there for good content. What were we talking about? Looking to roll over. Looking to roll over. Money flow is showing us we want to roll over on the 4 hour. We do have some ugliness, though. No, guess not here. We don't really have that ugliness. 4 hour looks pretty decent. That makes me worried. I know, that's weird sounding. The 4 hour, for whatever reason, I have noticed, is like the least reliable time frame, and I think it's the most used time frame. It almost always seems to be going against the rest of the market. I don't know, or rest of the time frames. No idea why. 2 hour is very sketchy. So the 4 hour we said looking to roll over. The 2 hour thankfully did make a higher high of some kind, but this money flow is very sketchy. Look at this. It almost looks like a prickly bush. I don't know. Bart Simpson's head. This is going to be hard to TA. It looks like the lowest point's right here, so we would say that might be looking to roll over. But VWAP is not moving in that direction. VWAP's moving up, looking to continue. This is not giving us a clear signal. So for general purposes, I would probably not look at this. Probably not consider this in your TA right now. That's too choppy. Let's see. On the 2 hour, momentum is on the sell side. Has not made a lower low here. We haven't seen more extreme selling than the first day of September. So there's not actually a lot to be done. Not a lot to be looked at here on the 2 hour either. That's interesting, but might line up with what we saw on the 12 hour with that coiling, that indecision point. I don't think the future is set in stone yet. Hopefully smaller time frames give us something. So the 1 hour, this is also a little sketch. We do have a lower low, so we would normally expect the hourly to roll over. VWAP's rolling over. That's not such a great look, honestly, for the 1 hour on Market Cipher. Looks like you have a little bearish divergence on your highs, bullish divergence on your lows, really just conflicting. And so what I might look for instead is, well, the MACD on the 1 hour, waning momentum. As long as that continues, we're looking to continue to the upside. If we get an increasing selling momentum candle on the hourly, then likely we're looking for a retracement. We don't really have a clear-cut signal yet. It's interesting. I know on the 45-minute, things look different. So I made a comment about the 4 hour. I don't trust it. It makes me uncomfortable when it's bullish. I believe that is because so many people use it. It's like the default on every exchange.
Happy birthday, Tom. I told you I wouldn't forget. Partying face party popper.
Dallin, it's been so long since someone wished me happy birthday, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here as well. Good to have you. Fam. 4 hour. People, too. Everyone uses it. It's the default on exchanges. And so I believe it's maybe the most heavily manipulated time frame when it comes to especially standard indicators like MACD, RSI. The 45-minute looks very different than the hourly. This is the point I was making. Who uses the 45-minute? Almost no one. Not many people are looking at it. In crypto, when you are the only one looking at something, you probably have something valuable. Very good odds. What I see here is some bullish divergence on the lows. Hasn't gone out here yet. And no bearish divergence on the highs for the 45 minutes. So the 45 minute, very different. The hourly is something lots of people use. Not many people use the 45. The hourly is showing us kind of sketchy, but a little bearish leaning. Whereas the 45 here, I think looks actually pretty bullish. Here's why. Look at this money flow. Look at this money flow. It's beautiful. It's just trending up. Just making that climb. It's not showing any weakness. We have our lows coming up, our highs coming up. We had a very brief rolling over period to selling, to money flow being negative, money coming out of the market. Very brief, 1, 2, so that was maybe over a period of an hour and a half before entering this strong upward rally. So for the 45 minutes to be showing us strength on RSI and Market Cipher, pretty interesting. That MACD also rolling over. Usually we do defer to longer time frames, so the 45-minute logically should be less important than the hourly. But I think there's an argument to be made there that anything everyone's looking at inherently has a little less value in crypto. I don't know if that's true of all markets, but certainly in crypto it is. Whenever everyone is thinking one thing, this market always moves the other way. So the hourly rolling over on MACD, everything else looks a little bad. 45-minute, which is virtually the same time period, very different story. So the deal breaker, the tiebreaker for me, is going to be 2 more zooms in. Let's look at the 30. Let's look at that 30. Has the same bullish divergence, and it's actually more exaggerated. We can see even these lows. These lows also have bullish divergence. So that's 2 shots. 2 shots. Money flow looks pretty terrible. It looks pretty terrible, to be honest. Lower low, lower high. This is looking to roll over as well. So it's very interesting to have a bearish leaning 30-minute, a bearish leaning hour, and then dab in the middle, the 45, looking strong. Market makers are up to their trickery. That's what's going on. As we wait for the 45 and the hourly to roll back over with momentum, we see that the 30 has already done so. It's already done so. We have 20-something minutes left, maybe 18 minutes left, I don't know, in this candle here, and we do have a higher high on our histogram. We do have positive momentum. So what we want to see is a stronger move into the end of this 30-minute. Strong move. Doesn't have to even like really push price much. We just want to see continuation to the upside. Closing this 30-minute with increasing momentum is going to be very suggestive of a pattern. We're looking for, remember, that to translate out onto many different time frames. 30-minute now is the first one we've seen as we zoomed in that is buying momentum. 16 minutes. There we go. So about halfway through. Halfway through. This close is going to be good. Now this is it. I'm going to be done after this one. The 5. You know, I have criticized TA on low time frames for a very long time. I will admit it. I have. But doing these streams where I've looked at the 5-minute, we have successfully predicted short-term moves on these live streams. Like back to back to back to back. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. But it's come from the 5-minute, which is very weird. Maybe I have judged too harshly. Maybe there is some value. So let's see what's going on here. Definitely bearish divergence here on the 5. Not a lot of strength just looking at these candles. Not a ton of strength, but not the worst pattern. Not the worst pattern. We're going to want to see this brief consolidation period here hold on the 5-minute. Actually, let's see if there's like a defined value there. Here we go. We'll use this. We're going to want to see this hold. Actually, perfect. Perfect. 49.6. And so, again, on the 5-minute, this is going to be very short-term impacting. This doesn't determine where it's going long-term. We can see even the last candle close. So 4 minutes and 30 seconds ago, right above that line, this candle that we're in right now on the 5-minute looking to close below. Not ideal. Not the ideal. If we do, we want to see that move right back up. Because if we can get that, although maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe there's another neckline. I don't know. What I see here is a descending channel on small time frame, a break to the upside, consolidation to pennant, a break to the upside, and then this looks like it's going to be a back test of that consolidation. We're going to want to see that 5-minute move to the upside because it just closed below. That's what I see. This does not look bearish to me. We're going to want to see a higher high, and then you do get some kind of inverse head and shoulders-y pattern. That would be excellent. But what does the 5-minute tell us? Not a ton. Not a ton. Oh, this is not pretty. Not pretty. There is some catching going on with this VWAP, but that 5-minute money flow looks to be rolling over. It failed to set a new high versus its previous, and that is the 3rd one in a row. That's not great. Periods of negative money flow set lower lows. Not a super bullish 5-minute. Maybe that is obvious by that 5-minute close in the last candle, actually. Maybe. I still like that structure. It would be weird to see that just break straight down. Let's check this out quick. No symmetry. Huh. Trying to find some kind of levels here. 4 hour, huh? Okay. Here's how I will diagnose today. We do have a very clear 4 hour level. 49,000. Psychological, it's like right on the dot, 49,000. 48,987. So somewhere in between there. That's a super, super tight range. We may see a back test to 49,000. 5 minute suggestive of it. But as long as that holds, things look really good. Very, very good. This pattern was the ugliest crap we have seen in a long time. The pattern switched up and we got a rally. So now what we're going to look for is, after this spring, we want to see consolidation above this ugly pattern. If we do, that is a move to the upside waiting to happen. So this structure looks good. Our time frames are not perfect, especially our shorter ones, not looking so hot. Maybe we didn't look at the 15. Maybe that's something. Just, it already rolled over. Spicy. Lower highs, lower lows. Man, short-term outlook not looking the best. 49,000 is going to be that level for me to keep an eye on. Breakthrough there, things aren't looking so good. But you can see it was tested as resistance multiple times. We shot through it, sold off, shot through it, sold off. Tested it one more time before higher low, moving up. And now we want to see consolidation. So it's okay to do this. As long as we're staying above that 49, it's okay to just mess around here. Like that. That'd be fine. If we fall below 49, then we're looking for more downside. Looking for more. Look at that. 5 minute TA brought to you by the Hardy Boys. Perfect 0.5 retrace from our swing low, swing high. Typical stuff. Our golden pocket sitting deeper below that 49. We might have an early signal for that 40 breaking if we see 49.2 break. That's what my conclusion. Let me see these other charts we were looking at. So let's pull up yesterday. This is what we were looking at, I think. There it is. Ba-ba. So it's talking about our short-term time frame, whatever, predictions. This was our chart we made last stream. We streamed it live in the Discord as we always do. Great reason to be in the Discord. There we go. That's wild. We got the bounce here. We were saying, maybe we'll look at that golden pocket a little lower. Didn't get it. Moved back to the retracement, back to the 618. So it was like 618, 618, 618 breakout. Fibonacci retracement tool, you are wild stuff. What was the one before that? Let's see this one. There we go. This was before. It's like, we just keep nailing it. Though, I say that, and then today, I don't have a clear edge. I'm just honest with you guys. Short term, when I have a clear edge, I share it. I don't see the clear edge here. But man, did this play. I played so hard. All right. Maybe we'll take a look at some other coins, right? Yeah, that's right. So that's where we're watching. LTC BTC hasn't moved since we looked last. Solana, here we go. There's something to talk about, right? Solana. Everybody just can't hear enough about it, right? Solana setting another all-time high today. just by a hair. That's not super confidence building that it broke its all-time high and hasn't really moved. So we saw on August 31st, I believe, 30 bucks, 130. Today, 132. That is 1.5% higher. That's not great, but we haven't seen any rejection. The candles, we're still looking at green. We haven't seen the signs of it being done with its run. That doesn't change the fact, though, that this trade we set up live in stream the other day is still a great trade. It just may never fill. There's no punishment there if it never fills or doesn't fill soon. Yeah, it did not go anywhere. Kind of would expect things when they break their all-time high to go for a run, right? Rolling over on the 15. Either way, it did break its high, and until we see some kind of rejection, some kind of big volume, long red candle, we're still aiming up. This is still in any trend, no matter how you map it out, still in trend. And that spells for us that we're going to take a look at 150. 150. Where'd you go? 150, not on this chart. 150, not on this chart because I sent it to the patrons on a different chart. Here we go. 150 is our 1618 extension, very locally here. I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this because it's getting too busy. Send that to back. There we go. Wow, that's still very busy. There we go. 150 comes from our local swing highs and swing lows. So this doesn't mean the rally's over. If it reaches there. 1618, our 2 measured move, 163. But we do like to look at our smaller price actions when we're in a breakout scenario like this. Could see this.
Being a perma bull and draw a weekly level and daily close level on BTC.
We already had that. Love you, Rico. Draw a week level. We already have that. Didn't we already do that today? I don't even remember. I've done a lot of stuff today, guys. One sec. Appreciate you though, brother. This is not the chart I'm looking for. I thought that's what we started with. Probably not, because I don't know where it went. Nope. See, now you're just going to make me fumble around my charts. Thanks, Rico. Thanks, bud. Let's see, 9-2, 9-1. Maybe this bad boy's got him. I need a chart manager. I just need an adult. I can't keep track. It's going to open all of them from 9-1 because one of them has it. One of them does. Not this one either. Wow. Thanks, Rico. Nah, I love you, bud. Just messing with you. Well, I guess I'm redrawing them. Alright, Rico. You win. Redrawing them because for whatever freaking reason, I can't find it. Very easily done here. Haha, joke's on you. Actually, I don't like this one. We briefly touched on it. We did. That I know. We did. Yeah, because they were all bundled up. That's what I said. Yeah. They're all right here. Start of the episode, we talked about it. We're looking for today's candle, and it looks like we fell below one of the lines that we had earlier. I don't know where that chart went. Unless this was it. Nah, whatever. Fell below one of these lines here. Let's get rid of the rest of them for now. Our daily resistance. 49.5. That was our ideal target for today's close. With 33 minutes, it looks like my hunch might not have been right. Trading now virtually at 49.5. 30 minutes, it could still easily move back up to that 49.5, but we really didn't get bullish signals on small time frames, and so makes sense maybe that we close down here. Not the end of the world. Again, we just want to see higher lows after this. We said that. We can see something like this. Everything's fine as long as we don't break down here. So the daily 49.5 as resistance below. Actually, well, we could have support. This one's choppy. There's a local support here somewhere. I'm not going to find it, unfortunately. Weekly has the more clearly defined levels, and of course that's 49.1. That's the goal for this weekly to close above. Minimum, that's the goal for this weekly. For a bullish engulfing candle, we're looking for 49.284. You can see we're flirting with that level right now. And local support on the weekly, 48.8. Easy peasy. Break below 48.8, you now have a red candle on the weekly. We have 58.8 to 58.3 above us. That's going to be weekly and monthly. These are our macro resistance. Really, in my opinion, this is the last test. If we see any kind of break to the upside, that's where it's heading. I don't think it's likely to reject price. I think price will at least fake out, but price will push through it. I don't think that's likely to be a strong one. I think that sellers that would have sold here, that would sell here if we return there, they sold down here. The majority. Great majority. This is getting ugly into the close. Man, it's almost like the short time frames told us that it was going to get ugly into the close, and it did. Weird. Weird. I appreciate you, Rico. Thank you for the 10, man. The 10 euros. It's worth like, I don't even know, like $1 million. Something like that. What's up, Jason Roberts? How you doing, brother? Laboring weekend. Is it It's Labor Day weekend, isn't it? This week. I always confuse that with Memorial Day. I don't know why. AABB, gold-backed ETH token. I mean, we already have PAX G, so why do we need another one? I guess they'll have to sell me on its use. What's up, Crispy? What's up, False Flags? Narbra, my boy. Wearing the Gamer Sup shirt. I like this shirt. Robbie, how you doing, man? Good to see you here in the live. I always get your comments on the uploads. Good to see you here. Cyber, here comes 49,000, probably, yeah. Jack Feely wants to look at Link. Weekly open and last daily high. Weekly open. We got that. Last daily close high. Did I miss something? I think I got it all. I guess Rico's probably talking about this. Here you go, Rico. Now I finished your levels. 49,000. Exactly where we're looking. Actually, that's spicy. Because that's right where we were looking. 49,077, 49,121. They're the same value. They're really the same value. That's why logarithmic, yeah, full circle. That's why the logarithmic chart's so important to understand. Because a $100 move is honestly within a margin of error now. Used to be a $100 move was huge. Now it's just a rounding error. Forgot to carry the one, I don't know. 30 minutes to go. Can we turn this around? It's not looking sexy, is it? Where might we go here? I'm surprised that broke through. That structure looked pretty strong. At this point, it's retraced all the way to the 783, and so the probability of it immediately moving and breaking the high is very low. It's not impossible. What we'd expect probably is, all right, say we bounce here. Return to what? 49,576, probably right, yeah, right where that daily closes. We'll see, get a back test of it. If we see selling, then the daily closes lower, and then we'll look for a measure move to the downside. What would that be? 48.5 range. Really not a huge threat either way. Where's my cleaner chart? There we go. There we go. There we go. Right at the deep retrace. Looking to go right back to where the daily wants to go. And if it finds sellers, then it closes below resistance. If it doesn't, then we get a good close. Let's check out that daily. Still momentum waning. Market cipher really hasn't changed, even though we've moved lower. RSI looks the same, so that's positive. So I was talking about, there's so many levels. So many levels here, because we just consolidated forever. What feels like forever. 12 hour, probably looking for 49.1 to hold. Even though things on the short term are looking bearish on the short term. We see the 12-hour had a beautiful green candle, and in this 12-hour candle, now looking to close a pretty beautiful red candle. But the red candle, much smaller than its previous, his brother, the one that came right before it. So this is, in my opinion, a rally, profit taking, but the bears failing to make progress. A close on 12-hour here is really not bad. That sets you up for that 3-candle setup that we love to point out at 50,100. If we don't break any lower in this 12-hour candle, I have very high confidence that in the next 12-hour we'll test 50,001. Might not break it, but testing it. Break it, move through the highs, and you're testing that 50,005. That'd be such a spicy day. There's a lot going on, but at the same time, not a lot going on. So let's just watch this happen. Ta-da. Could it reject there? Couldn't move up. Just moving right back to that daily level. Easy peas. Yeah, double top. So, no offense intended to anybody. Video earlier was epic. Thank you, Digimini, dude. No offense intended to anybody, but I constantly crap on double tops. When people talk about double tops, it's like, they just don't really happen in crypto. They happen, but they don't do what people think they're going to do. They're usually weak, short-term reversals. Like this could be a double top. Yeah, we have a reversal. But that's not very strong. Didn't really move price. 3 to 43, 1,002%. That's what I would expect from a double top, like a 2% move. I'm not worried about it, put it that way. I'm not worried at all about a double top. In fact, I fully expect a double top to form before we break 65,000. Fully expect some kind of double top, probably at 65 as well, so maybe we'll see multiple along the way. Always happens. It's the most obvious pattern. We had that as a theme today, is what everyone's looking at typically is the opposite of what happens. And the most obvious pattern, the double top, double bottom, we don't see it play out often. Maybe because it's so obvious. I don't know. Too many people can identify it. Oh man, that video today. So I made that, here's the facts, all right? I made this video today, and I released it. Here's the statistics. Like, knowing that this is what a lot of the big channels do, but kind of like making fun of it, because I don't, it's not our kind of content. Of course it just outperforms any video I've ever released, period. Views are up 90% more than usual. I've lost total faith in humanity. Except for you guys. You guys are the best. Like, of course it did. It's like, I hope this flops, because if it flops, then I'm like, all right, cool. That was a fun experiment. We're done. Oh, man. Of course, it's like double in the amount of time it's been out. Views of any video. It's the thumbnail, man. People can't resist. Like, humans are incapable of resisting a thumbnail of a guy with his mouth open. You tell me why. I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird. Ooh, we got some haters in the comments of that last video. I don't know, people Look, I was wrong. Womp womp. Unless it bounces right there. No, we got 24 minutes. There's plenty of time for it to go to 49.5. Some haters in the comments of that video. I mean, I think that's earned. That video is hateable. Drama sells, baby. Drama sells. Let's see. Photon Factory. What is up, fam? Castiel Pro Hansen. Hans Hansen. Papa John Strode. What a great name. I don't know. And Alice Robinson, thanks for subscribing, guys. Love to have people subscribe during the live stream. The more people that subscribe, the more the video is shared, and the more likes the video gets, the more YouTube shows it to everyone else. So highly encourage that behavior. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Make sure you join the Discord to keep up with our daily live streams. We're going to be live minimum once a day here for the first week of September. Then we're going to chill it out a little bit, but we're live all the time. Last month, actually, between publishes and streams, I think we put out 30 things. So we make a lot of content, a whole bunch of content. If you're in the Discord and subscribe, then you'll be privy to the secrets, the Bitcoin secrets. Just don't tell anyone. But tell everyone. Yeah. Everybody. What was I looking at before Rico distracted me? Baba. Baba. We're looking at Solana. That's right. He distracted me. $150. Psychological level. 1618 retrace. Perfect. Perfect. Our macro looking higher. 177. Solana could have some very fancy upside left. The problem is that buying it today is such a bad idea. In my opinion, just such a bad idea. We don't buy things at all-time highs, boys and girls. We buy things preferably at all-time lows. You're buying highs, I mean, you're doing it backwards. You're supposed to buy low, remember, not high. Highest price ever traded. Not a good look. Not a good look. It's okay to miss... What is it, Rico? It's okay to miss the boat because it's better to miss it. It's better to miss the boat than it is to board the Titanic. Said a very wise person I know once. And that stuck with me. Better to miss the boat than board the Titanic. Man, I don't know. Solana, though, you are gunning, aren't you? Here's the thing. If Solana guns it, goes up into whatever number's in your head, so are other things. Other things are going to do the same. It's really in price discovery. So other than the Fibonacci tool, we don't have much else we can really do with it. XRP has not done anything really since we looked at it last. Keep has not done anything since we looked at it last. Trade setup still open. Here we go. Dang it, Rico. This was the chart I was looking for. Son of a bee. Here you go. This is what I was looking for. It was up in the very beginning. Very beginning of the stream, this was up. I was looking for that. No wonder I couldn't find it. It was already up. So far, though, 49,000 has not been tested. ADA testing 6,250 sats. Finding sellers. Moving back to that daily resistance. Wow, it's 6,000. ADA has had a super impressive run. Super impressive. Dot's starting to look pretty good too. Wow. I mean, it has, you know, we nailed it from 10 to 30, but it pushed up. It did not stop the other day as I was kind of speculating it would. Looks like consolidation. It's above its 200. All the moving averages are moving up. If you're lucky, you might be able to get an entry at 30. 30 flat. But stop loss actually would be really difficult on that one. So maybe that's not a good idea. 25 would be more favorable. EGLD, we looked at it. Our trade setup smashed it. This was placed live during one of our live streams. And 47.35% profit. Done. Locked in. Now we're looking for a retracement back to support. $150. stopped virtually perfectly at our target. It traded to $186.09. Our target was $183.94. So close. Hopefully a bounce at the $150 level can send it to our next target, the previous all-time high daily resistance, $236. Looking pretty likely. Depends how price interacts with that support. We'll see. Doge was looking very spicy. I think this trade's going to be killer, though. We have a really killer trade we placed the other day. Hasn't filled. But that is the mark of a good trader. Patience. Patience pays. CHZ. Oh, I can't wait for this to just explode. I don't own any of this, so I don't care if it does or doesn't. But this is such a bullish pattern. I don't know why the watermarks are all off. I keep turning them on and then just like doesn't change the other ones. CHZ BTC, this trade would be so spicy to catch too. Not filled, but we did have one fill. Where's Sad Higeki? Has he been here? Are you here, bro? Check this shizzle out, my boy. It's so good. It's so good, man. Just like tickles our entry, bounces around on that support. This could still easily get stopped, right? This is Link Ethereum. This could easily get stopped, but to get that clean entry, man. How much lower did it even trade from our entry? 1.7%. Beautiful. This is such a technical play. I really hope that someone kills it with this. What did I just get an alert for? And we, yeah, traded briefly below weekly support. That's what my alert was. Let's see, did we lose it? Our weekly resistance, aka the line we're looking for bullish engulfing on this weekly close. Looks like bulls bought it back up. 3 days to go. This could go either way. 49,284 though. Very briefly, we just traded below that. You can see right here. Oh, that's a reaction, isn't it? This is a 1 minute candle. Nice long bottom wick. Now looking like a hammer. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. Closing is a perfect hammer on the 1 minute. Doesn't really mean much, but that's an argument towards the bullish side on the 1 minute. Maybe winding up. We have 15 minutes till close. Maybe winding up to close in a better position. Or it's the 1 minute. This is just gibberish a lot of the time. That's such a beautiful hammer, though. Look at that. That's perfect. The only reason this is really interesting is because that wick turned the weekly candle red for a second and then just got bought back up, closed with no top weight. That's wild. Are you ready, bro? Are you ready? Jan Morgan Orr has become a bro. Right on, Jan. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been, Jan? How have you been? I don't know how those membership alerts work. ADA. We kind of looked at ADA, but we'll and look at the dollar value. Backtest its all-time high. Chilling. This is not the prettiest, but not the prettiest. But this is pretty. Moving above your all-time high, coming right back to tap it. I mean, I'm of the same opinion. Nothing's changed here for me. 330 is our first upside target. You can see our measured move actually even locally here. If we don't break below 295, right here, our measured move target, 331.6. Fractions of a penny. That could change if you break that low. I'm setting my alert. Boom, boom, boom. It's good to have crypto being spicy again, right? Bring back the spice. That looking interesting. $20. Hold on. After the, yeah, here we go. That's like the 1 minute, man. It's just a bunch of gibberish. At some point, at least candle patterns, I'll say, are way, way less reliable on low time frames. Candle patterns are almost seemingly worthless on low time frames. Can we move back above here before close? That'd be nice. But we've had pretty decent hits. We've had pretty decent hits with the TA, our indicators on low time frames. 1 minute is looking bearish as anything. That money flow is just trucking down. Trucking down. At the start of the stream, that's what we were looking at. All of our lower time frames. At the start of the stream, we were like back here. All of our lower time frames, minus the 45 minute, we're not looking good. You know what? That means we need to look at the 45 minute again. Has anything changed? That could have been the odd man out. Nope. Hasn't changed. Still looks strong. That could... It's going to take a good amount of selling to change that. We're going to see money flow move all the way to a new low. And you can see that the selling we saw in this time frame barely budged it. Barely budged it. We do have potentially increasing momentum again, which is what we weren't looking for. So maybe that even makes sense. All the other times didn't really look good. 30 minute, hourly, they didn't look strong. The 45 minute did. There you go. Maybe it's all lining up. It'll take a lot of selling though. I'm not sure it's got it in it. There we go, baby. Go ahead. Just reach back up. Reach back up there. And we did it. 49,380. Woo! There we go. Got the alert I just set. Thank you, TradingView. Thank you, thank you. How exactly would you get Doge under 26 cents if you don't get BTC under 19? How? I'm confused with what you mean. What do you mean, how would you? What are we looking for? 26.6. That's the great thing about trades, man, is if they don't fill, there's no punishment. That trade is so spicy. If that plays, man, it's gonna be so spice. Bitcoin clowning us into the close here with just a few minutes to go. 11 minutes. Whips on. Whips on. Flat top broke down. The weekly for just seconds turned to a red candle. Shot back up within that minute. Closed as a bullish hammer. Retested our daily here and then shot to a higher high. It's whipsawing us. I have too many charts here today. It's because I opened them all for Rico. Really was hoping for 49.5 on the close. With 10 minutes, it's becoming less and less likely, obviously. I still think it's going to move to 49.5 regardless. Simply, this just isn't what Bitcoin does most of the time. You just don't see that often. Does happen, but the probability is not with it. Wait, why did I delete that? There we go. 5 minute though doesn't look the worst. Maybe something's changed here on the 5. Ooh, something has changed here on the 5. We saw it roll over as predicted in this stream. Money flows negative is red, but VWAP is moving against the trend. Interesting. Momentum still rolling over. Bullish divergence on our new low. We have a new low in RSI, no new low in price. 5 minute actually has dramatically changed since we started streaming. Maybe that's why it's not a great idea to use it. 5 minute, not, or 15 minutes, pretty ugly though. Huh. 9 minutes to go. Can we do it? Can we move up to 49.5 in 9 minutes? Possible. It's looking lazy, though. I don't really like using low time frames on anything. I just do it for you guys. It's something to watch. It's a lot more interesting than, like, me looking at the monthly every day. What's up, Michael P? How you doing, brother? What's up, Edward Paper Hands? Welcome. We're going to harden those hands up for you. We're going to forge you. Forge you in steel. Yep, exactly, Rico. That's literally the alert that went off on my phone was weekly bullish engulfing lost. That lasted all of... Let's see how many seconds, actually. Look at that. That lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. It spent 6 seconds under the daily level. Or the weekly, it spent 6 seconds as a red weekly. And then just shot right back up. That's funny. That's some market maker trickery. Higher low here wouldn't look the worst on it. Seven minutes and counting. What's up, Nick Rios? Soul killed it. Killed it. Joshua Jones, 1 minute bullish to the moon. People do say things like that, and they mean it. Like, the 1 minute, oh, it's so bullish, we're going to the moon. Like, the 1 minute, it's like, you maybe have, like, 2 hours of any indication from the 1 minute. Like, at most, like, 2 hours or something. Like, it could impact it. Crazy. What's up, preparing for war? How you doing, bro? Bullish Shalom. I missed the OG Shalom. Where did he go? I just randomly say his name in case he hears it one day and comes back to us. I know you didn't, but there are people who very much mean it. And they say it a lot. The darker realms of crypto viewing. Man, you know, YouTube says that each thing you publish stands alone. But I've noticed that as soon as we went live, the other video that I published earlier just stopped getting views altogether. It was getting like a few hundred an hour, and then boom. As soon as we went live, it's like dropped to like 90. Oh well. YOLO. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes to the daily close. It is Thursday, so really not a huge day of significance. It's not a weekly close. It's not the start of the weekend. It's not the close of traditional trading. It's just kind of after the hump. After the hump. Ooh, here we go. Now we have something we can look for in this close. Sweet. And this is very close to price. 2 hour. The 2 hour is going to close with the daily here. Let's make this stand out. Let's make it like blue. There we go. The 2 hour is going to close here with the daily at 49.3. If we can close above 49.3, the 2 hour will have rejected a bearish engulfing. That's positive. It's a positive look. And price is right here. Moved right down to it. Just messing with it. It's hard to even look at the 1 minute chart. It's hard to orient it in a way that's visible. Oh man, that's a long time. PD the Bull commented on that video. Man, I haven't seen you in forever, PD. If you're out there. Still love you, bud. Still love you. Oh, look at this. I'll never recover. Oh, man. I love people go out of their way and, like, they're probably just lonely. Aren't all trolls just lonely? There we go. Pick it up. Pick it up and it close. It's starting to look like that. 49.5, too far away for this close. Boo. But we have some kind of local reversal. Like I said, this does not look likely to immediately move back up. We have some kind of local reversal.
Daily close hype.
Daily close. Mr. Ragsdale. Mr. Ragsdale, you're too generous, my friend. How you doing, man? I was watching the replay of yesterday's video, and I saw that you commented, and I was like, oh, man. I missed the Ragsdale. When are you going live, Ragsdale? Tomorrow? Hype it up. When are you going? When are you going live? Shill it. Shill it up. The Ragsdale, very talented musician. Much more of a talented musician than myself. Magnitudes. It's not really saying much. I'm not a talented musician. But he is. That's the difference. You guys should check him out. Does live streams. He sings, plays piano. It's very entertaining. Kind of an unofficial crypto hangout spot. It's like mostly crypto people from all around the tubes. Money for the people. My thoughts on rejection. I have not seen what I would consider a rejection yet. Let's break 49, then we'll talk about it. Move like not even 2%, right? No, moved more than a little bit over 2. This was 2%. Rejection for me in crypto, man, you're looking for tears. You're looking for bull tears and say, no, you have a rejection. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Let's go. Great time to like and subscribe, and my stream deck is no longer working. It works like for 45 minutes of the stream, then it just stops working. Jeremy's just a good dude in general. Tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. You heard him. You heard it. Let me link you while we wait for this close. The playlist. I like that. Did you add that recently? The playlist. Wasn't it just Jeremy Ragsdale at one point? I like it. The playlist. There we go. There's Jeremy's link. Go ahead and follow him. It's gonna be live tomorrow. Way past our streaming time. Don't worry. Won't conflict. 1 minute, 60 seconds. Let's go, boys. At the moment, below most of the areas we were looking to close. Let's get a green candle with 48 seconds. If I had to go 10x long, what coins would I pick? Oh, we're getting red. If I had to go 10x long, what coins would I pick? The answer would be I wouldn't go 10x long. Regardless of the coins. 10x, dude, I just think 10x is not needed in crypto. You're almost certainly going to get stopped out with 10x. You're giving yourself a very small wiggle room. I think 2 to 3x in crypto is the sweet spot. It's the sweet spot. What coins would I pick, though? Easy. Easy peasy. Boo candle. Anything that is low in valuation against Bitcoin. So in its BTC pair. So it would be things like... I don't want to shill it all the time. Let's start with Bitcoin Cash. I think I'm not a fan of Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin. Stellar. I think it's pretty low. Neo. Looking at coins that have long histories of BTC pair trading. And that are very low. Preferably as close to their all-time lows as possible. An interesting one comes to mind. Vertcoin. It's only tradable on Bittrex, I think. Actually, Sequitur has it too, but that's not an exchange people really know. Vertcoin is like at its all-time low against Bitcoin. It could be the most undervalued coin in the market because of that. Not necessarily endorsing it in the sense of buying it. I have a bunch of it, but it's very, very, very red bag for me. But yeah, the equivalent. That's what you want to look for. Things like this. So I'm not saying necessarily this one. This is an ancient chart. You can see all-time low written there how many years ago, I don't even know. Let's get rid of all this crap. You always know a chart's old here when it's got grids. So this is a yearly chart. Yearly chart. Let's go to like 3 months. This is what you're looking for. Doesn't have to be this one, obviously. This is what you're looking for. I would be very careful. Again, this is a small cap, so you know, we always talk investments here proportionate to their market cap. Micro caps can get micro investments. Large caps can get large investments. But if you look at this, this is virtually not off its bottom. It's about 2x off of the lowest valuation against Bitcoin it's ever been. So it doesn't have to be this one. And maybe I wouldn't even recommend this one. But this is what you're looking for. Lots of coins look like this instead. They're at their highest points in valuation against Bitcoin. Thus, in my opinion, and the way I look at coins, the most overvalued. You're looking for the undervalued. Anything low. All right, we're going to look at this daily close. What do we get? Ugly. Ugly daily close. Not what we were hoping for. That is a pretty gnarly top wick. It's exaggerated because we're zoomed in here. It's not really that big. We close with waning momentum. Excellent. Excellent. VWAP, just as we suspected, flattened out with the daily close. On our third potential day of waning momentum, RSI didn't budge. Not a super exciting close, really not a super telling close. The only thing it really even potentially suggests to me is that, well, maybe this pattern didn't happen. Because as we can see here, we had a large green candle followed by a larger green candle. Here we had a large green candle followed by a smaller green candle. Not the same pattern. So we might be mixing it up now into today, as this does not look like it's going on. I want to see it continue to test resistance up here. I want to see it hold 49,000. So far, so good. That's really the most positive thing about this close. Held 49,000. The brief trip to a red weekly, I think, is also a little confidence boosting. As the bears weren't able to keep it down there. Ooh, look at that RSI. RSI on the 1 minute went down to 14. That's really low. 1 minute is finally showing weakness. Thank goodness. Looked at this just a little bit ago and it was beastin'. We now have a lower high on the 1 minute. And so what we're looking for is a higher low up here, and that will give us the signal the 1 minute's rolling over. Yeah, I'm still looking for 49.5. Not a super spicy close, but hey, it was great to launch it with you guys. You guys are the best. You're the best. Is anything even moving? Nope. Sol really hasn't moved. Might be moving up to that retest level. You are cheeky, Sven. You're very cheeky. You're the best, Jessica B. Love you, darling. Love you, love you. Yeah, like I said, we're going to be live every day this week. We do this every month. At the start of every month, we're live every day, at least for the first week, and then we do a little bit less, take a little chill time. What I want you to do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, make sure your notifications are enabled, you've hit that bell. Make sure you're joined the Discord, links in the video description below, and here's your homework. Watch my ridiculous video. Watch this ridiculous video I published today. It's already the #1 video I've ever published that wasn't a stream. For the time it's been published. Let's boost that to the moon. Let's get those numbers up. And then, we'll see you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be live streaming. That close was not very exciting. That is the way it goes sometimes. But I love you guys. Happy trades. Bullish.